The biggest names in sports are all on IsraelSportsRadio.com.
Back here on Lewis Sliver, thanks to Jim Williams from the Washington Examiner. And on the line now, the man under center for the Tel Aviv Pioneers, Itay Ashkenazi. Itay, how you doing tonight?
Hey, Ari. Good night. Good to be with you.
Absolutely. It's been a long time since we spoke, and since we spoke last, you were a member of the Jerusalem Big Blue Lions, and we've known each other for a while, and you were our second guest ever in studio. But, Itay, I wouldn't be doing my job as a member of the press if I didn't ask you, did you leave the Lions because Yonah Michon is a fan of the Oakland Raiders?
Well, that was definitely a main part of it. Yeah. But getting serious was a very difficult thing to do. I live, as people may some people know, I live pretty far from Jerusalem, and it's been a huge pleasure and happy for me to just drive to Jerusalem for practices and games for 2 years. But unfortunately, due to personal reason, I cannot do that for this year. And I had to, and I want to keep playing football, so I had to switch to a team that is closer to me. And I'm happy to be with the Pioneers. It was a great time with the Lions. I have a lot of close friends and good people that I met there. And I hope there's no bad feelings between us. For sure, it's not bad feeling from my side. And I just want to keep playing football, and I'm going to do it for the Pioneers.
Now, from the Lions, which player will you miss the most, David Simon or Mr. Hauser?
Wow. Like, and not being a politician here or whatever, but I'm going to miss the entire Lions. It's a true family. It's a great group of people. I enjoyed tremendously on the field and especially off the field with these guys. So many people I can count now. It's Hauser, and it's Schultz, and it's Yonah, and it's Yoni Cooper. It's so many. I don't want to miss anybody. But honestly, it was a phenomenal time being there.
The audience likes that answer, Itay. Very nice. Very nice. Showing the love to every one of your former Lions teammates. But one of your Lions teammates who is joining the trip with you to the Tel Aviv Pioneers, Idan Yaron. So talk about how happy you are that you get to bring one of your favorite targets with you to Tel Aviv.
Wow, that's a huge thing for me. Me and Idan are close friends off the field, and I love playing with him. I think he's a tremendous player, and he's a very tough and competitive player who likes play hard. And as people saw, I have a very good chemistry with him on the field, and we connect pretty well. So I'm very lucky to have him with me in the Pioneers.
You know, I asked Commissioner Earl Sturm on Sunday night about the switching of teams, the different players going to different teams, if he thought that was bad for the league or good for the league. He actually thought it was good because it creates more storylines, maybe a little more rivalry, and obviously, as you mentioned, no bad blood from your side to the Lions and vice versa. But is there a little bit of, I'm going to circle the date when we play the Lions, because there's kind of a thing, you want to beat your friends maybe a little bit more than guys you don't know as much?
I'm sure defensive guys and the Lions will probably circle that date, because we practice so many times together, and as you know, you cannot tackle the quarterback on defense on practices, so a lot of guys there just want to hit me because they didn't want to. So probably for these guys, I'm sure it's going to be a special event, let's call it that way, but we're going to win. That's my attitude, and even though Lions are good and great people, but we're coming to win, and for me, it's I'm probably going to be a bit excited. I'm a human being, and playing there against the Lions is not something easy, especially for the first time, but I'm sure after the first snap we'll get over it, and we're going to play football.
Now, with the Tel Aviv Pioneers, you're going to be in the same division as a good friend of yours, Adi Kagami from the Tel Aviv Sabres, and you guys have known each other for a long time and played football in parking lots, not in pads, just for the fun of it. Did you ever dream that you'd be in a league with 10 teams, television coverage, documentary coverage, and, of course, Israel Sports Radio coverage? Did you ever dream of such possibilities?
Actually, I have. And I believe that if you dream realistically, but you dream as far as you can make it. And with a lot of great people all over the country, it's not something that has been done. Of course, not alone, but not with one guy or another guy or this guy or whatever. It's it's a team job all over the country, from Beersheba to Nahariya, with youth and with great guys on the IFL teams and management. And I think with combination of all these people and forces, we got here, and we're not going to stop here. We're going to be, we are a legitimate sport right now, but we're going to be, I think, the number 4 or 5 sports in the next 4 or 5 years in Israel.
And a big part of the growth of the IFL, of course, is the high school league, and you're a coach of one of the teams in the high school league. So talk about your coaching experiences with the league and how that helps you become a better player in the IFL.
I think once you start learning and behaving as a coach, and of course you do it off the field, not as a player, then you get a lot of sense, and you see from the outside a lot of stuff you cannot see from the inside, especially from the quarterback position. And there's a lot of sense that you can learn, and you can feel what's the deal in calling plays and executing the plays, seeing the defense vulnerability in a couple of various scenarios. So I had great people, great high schoolers playing for me last year, and we lost to Kiyaton in the finals. And it's just a great experience teaching football and learning myself as a coach to coach football. Just a tremendous experience. We have so many Israelis that came in to watch the game. We have, I think, 1,500 people watching the final game for Saba, and that was a great experience. A lot of guys, Israeli guys from Saba, Ranan, or Sabia are just a big fan of the game right now. So definitely that's the present and the future for football in Israel.
Now, Itay, you got into football like many Israelis do in your 20s, and I'm always curious, whenever I talk to someone that plays football now in the IFL that got into football a little later in their life, what made you decide, hey, I like this, I've seen this on TV, and I want to do this for myself?
Well, it was various things. One was I always looked as I had tremendous respect for a great athlete. It doesn't matter if you're a football player, if you're running 100-yard dash. I had tremendous aspects, and I think team-wise, team sports-wise, the best athletes in the world are in football. Now, besides that, the strategic, the tactics of the game, the smartness, and of course playing quarterback. I was definitely saying I got into football because I wanted to play quarterback. That was always the position I wanted to do, and fortunately I got a chance to do so. And the third thing, I got off from a combat unit in the IDF, and in many aspects, it's very similar to what you've done. Of course, you're not into a real war, but on the sports field, it's very close to what you learn and was trained in the Army. So those three things, I would say, are what got me into